What's up, all you good fellow fly guys? You know who it is, the cat in the hat, your resident fly guy, your chief architect, Michelangelo, StarArchitects.com, here to help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to the styling thing. Yo, and it's Trending Thursdays, you know what it is. I hope that you are showing up on your job, in those social situations, in style. But if you aren't, if you're having some difficulty, if you're having some challenges, that is exactly why I am here to ensure that you are dressing yourself with the best of yourself. Yo, today we're going to be talking all about jackets, the outerwear. And while we're not talking necessarily about trends, I do want to give you some insight on 3 different types of jackets that I think would be beneficial for your wardrobe. Now, I'm not going to be the dude to tell you that these are jackets that every guy needs, right? Because I hate it when people try to tell me everything that I should have. Like, you don't know my life. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know what my budget is. And I don't want to make that assumption when it comes to you. But I will tell you to try these things on. Hear what I'm saying when it comes to the consciousness, construction, and communication. And see if it fits you. If it does, great. Make sure that you start incorporating it into your image. And if it doesn't, then go ahead and dismiss it. And don't feel bad about feeling like you need to go make these purchases. All right? So the first jacket that I'm going to talk about, and actually, let me backtrack just a moment. We're not going to go into detail. You know how I like to do. I like to give you the overview, and then after that, we'll go into detail over the next few weeks on how you can incorporate this into your wardrobe, certain things that you should be thinking about, and so on and so forth. All right. So the first jacket that we're going to talk about is the denim jacket, or the Canadian tuxedo, as some people like to call it, or the trucker's jacket. Because the denim, or the trucker's jacket, I should actually refer to, does not necessarily have to be denim, but it tends to be denim in most spaces. And the reason why a lot of guys really love this is we've moved into a casual culture, and this is a great casual piece that you can have. It goes great with t-shirts, it goes great with polos, it goes great with dress shirts, and I've seen it executed well in each one of those situations. And then you compare it with other jeans or denim, or you can pair it with some chinos, and I've even seen it done well with some dress shirts, if you know, some not dress shirts, some dress pants, if you know which type of fabrication to pair it with. So because of those different types of things, it ultimately ends up communicating a certain level of classic awareness in contemporary times. Because denim and the denim jacket is a classic piece, you really can't go wrong with it. And you can find the right wash for you, find the right tone for you, and it can be a wonderful representation for how you're going to express yourself. So if that is the way that you want to go, make sure that you stay tuned for some upcoming conversations about how you can develop and cultivate the trucker's jacket. The next jacket that every man should take a look at when it comes to their spring outerwear is a trench coat. Now, trench coats don't really seem to be functional as much anymore, because again, as I said earlier this week, most guys are just going to run to their cars, or they're in a car garage, so they don't necessarily need a trench coat. But I'm not going to lie, a trench coat just looks so damn cool when you're wearing it. So and a lot of times you may still get caught in the rain. I know for me recently, I think last night actually, I got caught in the rain and I didn't have my trench, and it kind of sucked because my jacket got wet and everything wasn't really protected. I had an umbrella, but the wind can pick up, and so you're still not fully protected. So anytime you're going to be doing walking, if you live in New York or if you live in San Francisco where there's a lot of walking and there's a lot of rain in both of these places, it's definitely great to invest into a trench coat. Trench coats are cool because they're usually going to come in base colors, so you can usually get one in blue or beige, and we'll be talking about those in the upcoming weeks. But because of that, it's going to go with pretty much everything in your wardrobe. And don't forget, it is a covering piece that you're probably going to take off. And because of that, you don't really have to worry about it overly matching with everything. It just needs to coordinate. And once you understand how the rest of your wardrobe works, you'll find a perfect trench coat for you. It is extremely long lasting. I know people who've had trench coats for 30 years because they know how to maintain them, and they're going to be well maintained. You don't really ever have to switch them out. The only thing that I've had to see one guy do was get the lining changed, and that's it. So when it comes to that, those trench coats are going to often express a certain level of awareness and of smarts, and saying like, yo, I know how to keep myself covered, and ultimately it will speak to a certain level of protected awareness. So if you're willing to protect qualitative things, while it may not be expressed directly, it does have an undertone of making sure that you always protect quality. So if you're with a young lady, she knows that she's going to be protected in that space as well. I know you probably didn't ever consider that. The last jacket that I would tell every man to take a look at is a great suede jacket for spring. Now, a lot of guys are going to be like, why would I get suede in the spring? I don't wear leather. I'm not wearing leather or suede in the spring. But as long as it's spring, and even in some areas in the summer, it can still be relatively cool. There's been several times I've gone out to the West Coast, to LA, and that 70-degree day, that 80-degree day is great, but then you will catch it at night when that weather drops and it's 40 or 50 degrees at night. So it's still great to have a jacket. Now, with the suede jackets, this is really only if you're traveling to those types of climates, or you're going to places where it does still tend to get cool, because you want to make sure that you're protected. But if you're living in Miami and you're going to stay in Miami, or you're staying in Louisiana and New Orleans or something, you probably don't need that type of jacket. And in that case, I would tell you to probably look at something like a utility jacket, which we'll also make sure that we incorporate in as well. Now, utility jackets are basically just going to be utility. They're going to have 4 and 5 pockets that are going to be patch pockets. They're going to be bigger, roomier, and I really like utility jackets just because they can add bulk to a slimmer guy. But it's also just a cool jacket. They come in, again, very basic colors for you, and they can also be found like at military surplus types of stores. So it can work, especially if you know how to dress it up. I've seen it executed extremely well, where you would never even think that that was like a military type of jacket from a military surplus store. You may think that it was coming off the runway. So because of that, it still has a casual nature, but it's also rugged, and it's also a certain level of coolness there, like, because everybody is not picking up these different types of jackets. So these are just 4 jackets that we're going to start the conversation with. Now, again, this is going to be for casual elegance. It's not going to be for casual nature. So I'm not going to be showing you a whole lot of looks with UNT shirts and all these other different types of things. And I apologize, I couldn't really put up any pictures today. It's in a little bit of a rush. But I wanted to make sure that you got this information, so you can try that on. You can see how it fits you. Question of the day: what jackets, or outerwear should I say, do you actually wear in the springtime? Have you even considered it? Please leave me some comments in the comment box and let me know your thoughts. I always enjoy hearing from you. Please make sure that you give this a thumbs up if you found the information informative. Please make sure that you share this with a friend. You never know, they may be going out and buying some outerwear and they just might need this. Please make sure that you subscribe if you are feeling the vibe. I'm here Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here to help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to the styling thing. And lastly, please don't ever forget that dress is nothing more than the expression of a man's state of mind, so you should always dress to express. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.